Welcome to a profound discussion on the ultimate self-knowledge, focusing on the concept of truly becoming empty. This exploration is not about lack or void in the negative sense, but about a powerful state of openness and pure potentiality where true self-knowledge can flourish. In this first part, we will delve into why becoming empty is essential to understanding the deepest layers of who we are. To become empty is to strip away the unnecessary layers of identity and attachment that cloud our true essence. What happens to your sense of self when you let go of the titles, roles, and social masks that define you? When you remove these layers, who are you really underneath it all? This question is not meant to provoke anxiety, but to invite curiosity about the fundamental nature of your being. To embark on this path, one must first understand the importance of unlearning. Much of what we consider our self is a collection of learned behaviors, cultural norms, and personal experiences that have solidified over time into a seemingly coherent identity. However, this identity often confines us to a fixed way of being and perceiving the world. To truly know oneself, we must be willing to loosen our grip on these certainties. What beliefs are you holding onto that are actually holding you back? Can you allow yourself to question them and perhaps even let them go? Embracing emptiness involves cultivating a sense of detachment. This does not mean disengaging from life or suppressing your emotions. Rather, it's about observing your life and emotions without letting them define or overwhelm you. Imagine observing your thoughts and feelings as if they were leaves floating down a river. You notice them, acknowledge their presence, but you don't pull them out of the water to carry with you. The practice of meditation is a direct way to experience this state of emptiness. When you meditate, you create space in your mind. This space allows you to see how much of what fills your consciousness on a daily basis is transient and insubstantial. With regular practice, you start to identify less with these mental phenomena and more with the observer within, the part of you that is constant and unchanging. As we conclude this first part, reflect on how the idea of becoming empty might change the way you view yourself and your interactions with the world. Are you willing to let go of what you know to discover something even more profound about yourself? The transformative power of emptiness. Unlocking authentic engagement, creativity, and sustainability. Moving into the second part of our exploration, we focus on how becoming empty can transform our interactions with others and the world. True emptiness is not a state of isolation, but one of incredible openness to people, experiences, and ideas. It allows us to engage with the world in a more authentic and meaningful way. Consider how often our interactions are colored by preconceptions and judgments. What if you could meet each person as if for the first time, without the baggage of past experiences or future expectations? This is what it means to interact from a place of emptiness. It is about being fully present and responsive to the moment, rather than reacting based on a script dictated by your accumulated identity. This approach can also transform your relationship with material possessions and your broader environment. In a state of emptiness, you are more likely to use resources wisely and with consideration, recognizing that the need to accumulate can often stem from a place of inner lack, something emptiness helps to resolve. How might your habits change if you were truly content with what you have? Furthermore, becoming empty enhances creativity. A mind cluttered with thoughts and concerns has less room to innovate and imagine. By clearing away this mental clutter, you open up a conduit for new ideas to flow. Have you ever noticed that your best ideas come when you're relaxed and not actively trying to solve a problem? This is emptiness at work, creating a vacuum where inspiration can enter. As we wrap up this second part, I invite you to consider how the practice of becoming empty might affect your creativity, your relationships, and your environmental consciousness. Are there areas in your life where you could benefit from less attachment and more openness? The healing void, embracing emptiness for mental and physical well-being. In this third segment of our exploration into becoming empty, we focus on the profound impact this state can have on our mental and physical health. Emptiness, in this spiritual context, is not about absence but about creating space for healing and growth. It offers a sanctuary from the relentless onslaught of thoughts and stimuli that characterize modern life, allowing our minds and bodies to reset, rejuvenate, and heal. Let's start with mental health. Our minds are often in a constant state of activity, processing information, solving problems, and navigating complex social dynamics. This continuous mental activity can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression as we struggle to keep up with the demands of our lives. Emptiness offers a respite from this mental chatter. When we clear our minds of incessant thoughts, we are not left with a void but with a peaceful clarity. In this clarity, stress hormones decrease, our bodies relax, and our minds recover from the fatigue of overstimulation. Consider the physical act of breathing, something so basic yet so central to our existence. In moments of deep, mindful breathing, where attention is focused solely on the inhalation and exhalation, there is a palpable sense of space being created inside. Each breath out can be a release of tension, each breath in a renewal of energy. This simple practice illustrates how the principle of emptiness operates, not by removing essentials, but by clearing away excess, leaving room for what truly sustains us. The benefits of this practice extend beyond temporary relief. Over time, regular engagement with practices that promote emptiness can lead to profound shifts in how we handle physical pain and discomfort. Pain, as we know, is not merely a physical experience. It is deeply intertwined with our mental states. Anxiety, stress, and fear can exacerbate feelings of pain. By cultivating emptiness, we can alter our pain perception, approaching our physical sensations with a new perspective that often leads to a decrease in suffering. Moreover, the state of emptiness allows us to better listen to our bodies. In the hustle of everyday life, it's easy to ignore what our bodies are telling us, whether it's the need for rest, movement, or nourishment. Emptiness cultivates a quietness through which we can hear these often subtle messages. Have you ever noticed that once you are in a quiet room, you can hear sounds that were imperceptible in the noise? Similarly, when your mind is quiet, you can hear what your body needs. This attunement can lead to better health choices, more effective disease prevention, and faster healing. The practice of becoming empty also supports our immune system. Stress is known to suppress immune function. When we are constantly in fight or flight mode, our bodies prioritize immediate survival over long-term resilience. By cultivating emptiness and reducing stress, we support our immune system's ability to function optimally. Imagine your body as a garden and your immune system as the gardener. If the gardener is constantly dealing with emergencies, they cannot tend to the regular care that keeps the garden thriving. Emptiness gives the gardener the time and space to nourish the garden properly. This journey towards emptiness ultimately is also about balance. It is about finding the middle path between doing and being, between engaging with the world and stepping back to recover. It is here, in this balance, that we find our greatest capacity for health and well-being. As we conclude this part, reflect on how the principle of emptiness could transform your approach to mental and physical health. Could creating more space in your mind and life allow you to be more responsive to your body's needs? Could this newfound responsiveness lead to a healthier, more vibrant existence? The liberation of emptiness. Discovering ultimate freedom in spiritual simplicity. In the concluding part of our exploration into becoming truly empty, we turn our focus towards the spiritual dimensions of this practice. Embracing emptiness is not merely a method for improving mental and physical well-being, it is a gateway to profound spiritual liberation. This liberation is characterized by an unparalleled freedom that transcends conventional understanding, enabling a life of deep peace and boundless joy. Emptiness, in a spiritual context, is often misconstrued as nihilism or a state of nothingness. However, it is more accurately described as a condition of being unburdened by one's own ego and attachments. It is a state of purity where the true essence of one's spirit is not obscured by the incessant noise of personal desire and societal expectations. Here, in the clarity of an empty mind, one finds the space to connect with the infinite, the eternal, and the divine. Imagine for a moment a sky unobscured by clouds, where the vastness and the beauty of the heavens are visible in their full majesty. This sky is not empty because it lacks clouds, but rather it is complete in its unbounded freedom from obstructions. Similarly, when we clear our minds and spirits of the clutter that normally fills them, we are not left with an absence but with the pure presence of all that is truly significant. Achieving this state of spiritual emptiness is not an end but a beginning. It marks the start of a deeper engagement with life, free from the shackles of past conditioning and future anxieties. In this liberated state, we are able to experience life with a freshness of perception that sees the sacred in the ordinary, the profound in the everyday. Each moment becomes a reflection of the infinite, and every action a gesture of spontaneous, joyful expression. One of the most transformative aspects of spiritual emptiness is how it changes our relationship with desire. Typically, desires are seen as drivers of action, necessary for survival and success. However, unchecked desire can lead to suffering, as we cling to specific outcomes and fear their loss. In the state of emptiness, desire does not disappear but is transformed. Freed from egoic attachments, desires become expressions of our truest intentions, aligned with our deepest values. We act, not because we are driven by a need to have or to hold, but because we are moved by a profound connection to life's innate creativity. This transformation brings about a radical inner peace. The kind of peace experienced is not dependent on external circumstances, but is an inherent part of who we are. It is a peace that does not sway with life's incessant ups and downs, but remains steady, providing a resilient foundation no matter what challenges we face. Moreover, the freedom found in emptiness allows for a genuine expression of compassion. When we are no longer preoccupied with our own desires and fears, we naturally open up to the needs and suffering of others. Compassion flows freely from a heart that is not barricaded by the self. It is spontaneous and uncontrived, a true meeting of souls in the field of mutual understanding and support. Yet, the path to this profound freedom is not without its challenges. It requires consistent practice, deep introspection, and the courage to let go of long-held beliefs and identities. It asks for a surrender that many find daunting, yet it is precisely in this surrender that freedom is found. It is a paradox of spiritual life that by giving up what we thought made us who we are, we gain a truer, vaster identity. In embracing emptiness, we are not becoming less of ourselves, but more. We are not losing the world, but gaining the universe. It is an invitation to step into a reality where every breath and every moment are suffused with the deepest meaning and connection. As we conclude this series, consider how the practice of becoming empty might serve not just your own peace and liberation, but how it might ripple out into the world. In a state of emptitude, each of us can become a vessel of peace, a beacon of compassion, and an agent of profound change. Thank you for joining me on this remarkable journey towards emptiness, a path that promises nothing less than the revelation of our true infinite nature and the joyful liberation that awaits there.